The Prime Minister makes his first visit to Wales. Speaking in Port Talbot, Andy Burnham said he's open to strengthening devolution.
I'm somebody who believes in devolution, and I'm ready to work with them to look at that and to see if we can move it forward.
Calls for more paternity leave for new fathers as Welsh campaigners join a national day of action. A giant step for Albi as he becomes the youngest amputee to complete the Three Peaks Challenge.
And join us live in the Big Top at Better-sy-Coed. Smoke effects come as an optional extra.
Hello, good evening. The Prime Minister says he's open to deepening devolution in a bid to build a stronger Wales. Speaking at Tata Steel in Port Talbot, Andy Burnham also said the Welsh Government's calls for control over the Crown estate would be given a fair hearing. Today was the PM's first official visit to Wales since entering number 10 and was part of his listening tour, which will see him speaking to voters right across the UK. The Welsh Government says it hopes it isn't all talk and that we will see real action. Katie Fenton has tonight's top story.
The history is incredible. It's like the feeling of the
Praising Port Talbot's past. Andy Burnham was impressed by South Wales' steelmaking heritage today. But this was his first chance to impress Welsh workers, meeting with apprentices and bosses to talk Tata's green future. A future he says represents a broader ambition for Wales, creating jobs through reindustrialisation.
The history of the communities of South Wales is something that inspires me. Can we help them become the biggest production centre for green steel in the world? What a prize that would be, and that symbolises what I want to do as Prime Minister for Wales.
What Welsh ministers want from him is more power. A conversation Mr Burnham says he's willing to have.
I also will want to make an offer to put more power down into all of the communities of Wales through deeper devolution, and we can have a conversation about what that looks like. But my commitment is pretty clear. I am going to do things differently. I'm hugely attached to Wales. My daughter's just graduated from here. I've been spending a lot of time here recently. I've got to know it very well and have a great deal of affection for it. But more than that, I want it to have a great future.
Andy Burnham has promised to bring back hope. A difficult message for his party to sell in Wales after Welsh Labour was decimated in May's Senedd election. And here in Port Talbot, where the future remains uncertain, people want more than words. So can the Prime Minister convince communities like this that better times really are ahead?
At this hair salon, locals seem ready for something new.
Do you think he'll do good things for Wales?
I do. I think the north and south used to be a little bit of a divide, but I think he's going to gel us all together, I think. I really do. I like him, he's great.
Walks the walk and he does the talk. If it's true, it'll be all right, won't it? But he's wanting all this money to put this right and that right. Where's it going to come from? It's got to come from taxes, haven't it?
Things need to change drastically at the moment, don't they? So let's hope he delivers what he's promised then.
The Prime Minister will face similar questions when he brings leaders of the devolved nations together in October.
I very much hope that that isn't a talking shop, that we do see real action, and that the tools that we've been asking for, the devolving of further powers, and making sure that we have fair funding, that we have parity with Scotland on many of the things that we would need in order to do the job properly for our communities, are heard and acted upon.
But opponents aren't convinced Plaid Cymru's proved it's ready for more power.
Things like the NHS and our education system, and particularly employment, especially for young people, when you look at the statistics around youth unemployment and economic inactivity for young people in the country, it seems to me that the Senedd needs to focus on getting on with the day job and improving the situation with the powers that they already have before they go asking for any more competencies.
Back at Tata, workers wait to see where green steel will take them. Andy Burnham was inspired by this community's past. His challenge now is forging Wales' future and deciding how much of that job to share with its leaders. Katie Fenton, ITV News.
Elsewhere tonight, a former police officer has appeared in court charged with rape and non-fatal strangulation. Ricky Hall, who was a constable in South Wales, is alleged to have carried out the offences against a woman whilst on duty. Well, our correspondent Dean Thomas Welch is at Swansea Police Station tonight. Dean, what more do we know about this case then?
Yes, well, Mr Hall, who worked as a constable for South Wales Police, is charged with 2 counts of rape and 1 count of strangulation on February the 3rd, 2024. It's also alleged the former PC from Swansea carried out 2 counts of misconduct in public office on the same day, engaging in sexual activity with a member of the public while carrying out safeguarding and welfare checks and arranging appointments with sex workers while on duty. Mr Hall is also charged with possession of a weapon in the form of a canister of Parva spray. In court, he spoke only to answer his name and address, with the judge confirming Mr Hall intends to plead not guilty to all charges.
Dean, what happened when the allegations were brought to light?
Yeah, well, Ricky Hall resigned from South Wales Police during an investigation by the Independent Office for Police Conduct. On Wednesday, the IOPC said it had received a mandatory conduct referral from the force in February 2024. Mr Hall was released on conditional bail and will next appear at Bristol Crown Court on September the 28th.
Dean Thomas Welch in Swansea, thanks very much. Parents from across Wales gathered outside the Senedd today to protest against what they're calling measly paternity leave. It's part of a UK-wide parent strike, calling on the government to extend paternity leave to 6 weeks with 90% of pay, alongside a default of flexible working. Well, Kate Lewis is in the newsroom with us for more on this. Kate, to tell us about this campaign then.
Well, John, the protest took place outside the Senedd earlier today as part of a UK-wide campaign calling for change to paternity leave. The current situation is that a new parent can take up to 2 weeks paid leave, either in one block or as 2 separate weeks, any time during the first year after the birth or adoption of a child. And they receive statutory pay, which is 90% of their weekly earnings. However, if self-employed, the parent is currently not entitled to statutory paternity leave. So if they take any time off, they simply don't get paid any money. So what exactly are those protesting on the steps of the Senedd today calling for? Organised by campaign group Flex Appeal and the Dad Shift, they want to see partners receive 6 weeks of paternity leave paid at 90% of a salary, and also more flexible working along with the same benefits for people who are self-employed. Earlier, we caught up with one mum who feels strongly that these changes are needed.
I ended up back in hospital 4 days after I had her with what I now know was a panic attack. So my husband then going back to work less than 2 weeks after we had her just felt really isolating. We lived in a rural area at the time. My family didn't live close by. So it kind of felt like I was left alone to deal with kind of the consequences of what had happened.
Now, paternity leave is not a Welsh Government decision, but in response, they say they have progressed the rollout of a generous childcare offer in Wales to support eligible families with costs and help parents to remain in employment. The UK Government say they are carrying out a review of parental leave and pay to ensure it reflects the realities of modern work and childcare. Of course, when that review does reach its conclusion, we will be sure to keep you updated.
Kate Lewis in the newsroom, thanks very much indeed. The multi-million-pound restoration of Aberystwyth University's old college has been put on hold. Work was taking place to transform the iconic landmark into a cultural hub with the aim of attracting 200,000 people a year. But the university has had to pause the plans due to what it says are significant cost increases. Well, our West Wales reporter, Lewis Rhys-Jones, is there now for us. Lewis, just remind us of these restoration plans.
Well, evening to you, John. There it is, the old college over my shoulder, and you can see quite clearly the amount of work that's going in there with the scaffolding up, and it's actually a site that compromises of 5 buildings. This renovation plan has come at a cost of £53 million so far. And to give some context here, this building is a big deal, not just for the local area, but to Welsh history in general, because this was the first location of the University of Wales. Before that, a failed hotel, and more recently, up to the 60s, it was the original site. It was the site for Aberystwyth University. But it was only last September, actually, that we were given an exclusive look around this site, where it really was a lot of work going on. But the latest development, as you've touched upon there, is a temporary pausing of these works while they conduct a review to look at future funding. That's because the quote they've been given more recently has come in far more expensive than originally anticipated. And, you know, first of all, this old college, it needs to be weatherproofed as we go into the winter. That's going to be quite a big task, I have been told. But then it will go quiet while a review does indeed take place. So the people will be keeping a close eye here in Aberystwyth on any developments about this review. But the university was keen to reaffirm to me that this is a temporary pausing and it's not the end of the road just yet, John.
OK. Lewis Rhys-Jones in Aberystwyth. Thanks very much indeed. You're watching Wales at 6. Thanks for choosing us tonight. Still ahead, Ruth has the all-important forecast in the great outdoors.
Hi there, John. Yes, tonight I'm not sort of down by the river. I'm close to the canal, shall we say. Wherever you are, I can assure you that there are choppy waters to come as we head towards the bank holiday weekend. Typical Welsh weather. But Rob, where you are this evening, the weather, not such an issue. All looks very jolly there.
Well, actually, some of us are in a bit of a spin, but join us in the big top at Betws and maybe don't try this at home.
All will be revealed later in the programme. But before that, this week we've brought you the stories behind 2 of Wales' young carers. They make up more than 250,000 across Wales. Both Bella and Kieran spoke to us about just how difficult life can be caring for others, how they miss out on parts of their childhood, but how they wouldn't have it any other way. But over the last few days, they've had a chance to try and forget about life back home, along with 350 other children, at a 3-day festival at the Royal Welsh Showground, giving carers the respite they so desperately need. Our reporter, Katia Fowler, has more.
This was Bella just a few days ago, tearful and overwhelmed by the day-to-day responsibilities of caring for her family.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, what if Alex isn't okay? What if Mum's not okay? What if the baby's not okay?
Now, her smile says it all.
Keep your head up, keep your heart strong.
She's beaming from ear to ear because she, along with around 350 others, is finally getting the well-earned break she deserves.
Keep your head up, keep your heart strong.
I feel so normal because there's so many other people around me that have gone through really similar things, but with just different people. So it feels somewhat like I get to relax a lot more because I'm nowhere near the house. I know I'm not supposed to be worrying, I shouldn't be worrying.
Tell me how you feel when you're at home, and then how do you feel when you're here?
At home, I'm always really on edge and nervous, whereas here I'm just really relaxed. I can do whatever, and I'm just not worried about anything.
So you're not thinking about home?
No.
Wow, and that break for you for a few days has got to be so important for your mental well-being.
It is, it's so important.
This festival is completely free for young carers. For just a few days, they get to take a break from everyday life and focus on one thing, having fun.
I helped care for my sister with severe disabilities.
Was it an obvious role you wanted to step into, though?
It's been there all the time for me. She was 8 when I was born, so it wasn't really stepping into one, it was just there from the start. You're often working, you're often helping out, and you just don't often get a chance to go until it takes some you time. You're always doing something around the house. Or
you're always doing something for other people?
Or other people, you're never doing anything for yourself.
So being able to do something for yourself, how does that make you feel?
Relaxed, calm, happy, all the words really.
All the good words?
All the good words, yeah.
For many, it's the only time of the year they get a chance to do things like this. And for the organisation behind it, they want young carers to know their hard work is appreciated.
They often get overlooked and they don't get the same chances in life as other young carers. They're so busy doing grown-up things ahead of their age. So this festival gives them a chance to be the children that they are, to relax, to have fun, to meet other young carers, just make friends and hang out, and even camping for the first time. Some of them have never even done that. They try new things. At the end of it, they all say they've had the most amazing time. Sometimes they say it's the highlight of their year, and you know, their confidence grows, and you see it from day one until the last day. And they're just such a joy to work with. They don't ever complain or ask for anything, and they give so much. And it's just really important that they're recognised.
These young people spend their childhoods caring for others, but for just a few days, they're the ones being cared for.
Well deserved. Now, a 9-year-old boy from Holywell is thought to be the youngest amputee to complete the Three Peaks Challenge. Albie Junior Thomas had his foot amputated when he was just 15 months old. Now he's raised more than £3,000 by scaling the highest peaks in Scotland, England and, of course, Wales. Carol Green went to meet him and his dad, Daniel, to find out how they did it.
Training whatever the weather. 9-year-old Albie is fit, strong and very determined. That drive powered him and his dad up the first of the three peaks, Ben Nevis.
We're at the top. You go down. Chill. There we go. 2 hours, 15. Now on the way back down.
Yeah. The training paying off, but the next challenge, Scafell Pike, was tough.
Hi everyone, we're at the summit of Scafell Pike. That's second mountain ticked off. Ben Nevis was fine. Scafell Pike, which me and my dad think the hardest one out of the three, because going up, it's like it's just steep and slippy on the blade, and going down, it's loads of pressure and pounding, so it hurts and the bottom might not be there. Scafell Pike is definitely the hardest out of the three, 100%.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, got Snowdon left.
Training together has created a strong bond between father and son.
I'm massively proud of him. The hard work he's put up leading up to it in the 4 months has been, it's just, as a dad, watching him, being a part of it, watching him moving forward and climbing higher and higher is just something, it's just the best memory, the best I could take with me.
Last of all, Yr Wyddfa, Snowdon and the homeward straight. What was your best bit?
Finishing on Yr Wyddfa and meeting all my family that I haven't seen for 2 days.
One. Hand on it and then back down. There we go.
Albie should now be confirmed as the youngest amputee to complete the Three Peak Challenge in under 24 hours. But he has his sights set even higher on Kilimanjaro next year. Carol Green, ITV News, Holywell.
Amazing stuff. You're watching Wales at 6, a reminder of our top story tonight. The Prime Minister says he's open to deepening devolution in a bid to build a stronger Wales. Speaking during his first official visit to Wales, Andy Burnham also said the Welsh Government's calls for control over the Crown Estate would be given a fair hearing when he holds his first meeting with the First Ministers of the devolved nations in October. But he didn't commit to reviewing the Barnett formula.
I have to be honest and say that there's only so many things I can do in the time that I've got, and you know, at the moment I can't promise there'll be moves to review that. But what I have promised the Welsh Government today is to look at any asks for further devolution, and policing has been specifically mentioned within that. And you know, I'm somebody who believes in devolution, and I'm ready to work with them to look at that.
Now, running away to join the circus is just a fantasy for most people, but that's exactly what a group of performers from North Wales have done. The Peregrine Circus is a collection of acrobats, artists and musicians who transport their travelling show between towns and villages, performing for small audiences before moving on again. Well, Rob Shelley is in the big top for us tonight. Rob, I gather wherever you are, how's your juggling?
Oh, blimey, where's everyone gone? Juggling, I can barely manage the stage curtain, let alone anything else. Welcome to Peregrine Circus's Belly of the Whale. I've just emerged from the ship here. Ross.
Hello.
It's good to see you. We came and saw you last year when you were first rehearsing a brand new circus life and all the rest of it.
Absolutely.
Here you are, year 2, lots of new towns. It works.
It works very well. We've been amazingly supported everywhere we've been. We've gone as far south as Brecon.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, which is quite a bit further than last year.
You might run out of Wales soon.
We might. I don't think
are.
so.
But it's lovely taking the mobile theatre, literally, the circus, to towns that don't get theatres.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. Yeah, there are so many places that just don't have this, and to be able to bring it and fill that gap is heartwarming.
And you are literally, the seats are literally 2 feet away from the main stage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think they're actually closer than last year. So
hey,
you can almost
those nerves.
You almost touch an acrobat. It's amazing. Almost.
Perfect cue. You can almost touch an acrobat, because I have spent the past 2 hours marvelling at people's talent, including our Suki here, who makes getting up on the old trapeze look like me opening a car door, basically. Also, I've never interviewed anyone who's technically upside down before, but let's have a go at this. Oh, well done, you. I don't know which one of us is more dizzy. I think it might be me. Suki, was this always the plan?
Yeah, it was always the plan. Ever since I saw Cirque du Soleil when I was a teenager.
You were fated to join the circus.
I really wanted to do it, and I just committed.
I'm going now before I start getting properly dizzy. So here we are. Now, musical accompaniment here. That lovely, slightly ghostly sound. Ah, Seth.
Haunting. Yeah.
You're almost at the end of the run now. Just one more gig. What's it been like this summer?
Oh, it's been amazing this year. We've kind of spread all across Wales, more than we did last year.
But bringing that excitement to people, literally.
Completely, yeah. And it's such a unique thing that these spaces have never seen, and it's so exciting for us to be visiting these places and get to live in different places every week.
Well done. I'm slightly jealous. I might join, but for the fact I have absolutely no talents whatsoever. But from me on the ground and Suki in midair, it's back to the studio.
Rob, I'm sure they can find you a job after that performance. Well, most of the country saw some much-needed rain today. Let's see if there's more on the way. Ruth is in Brecon tonight, where they'll be thankful for a shower or two. Ruth, tell us more.
Yes, John, absolutely. I think pretty much everyone grateful for a drop of rain or two. The problem is, though, how much we're getting and within such a short space of time. So as we head through into the bank holiday weekend, typically it is going to be a bit of a juggle. Plenty of acrobatics as far as the forecast is concerned. But here down at the canal at the moment, we're in Brecon. It's all calm and quiet, but we've had an awful lot of, thunder rolling above our heads and some really heavy downpours too. More of those to come, as I say, as we head into the coming bank holiday weekend. And you can see why. If we play the Atlantic sequence through, you can just see that there is plenty of low pressure, and that dominates our weather story. That basically means lots of yucky rain and strong winds and all very unsettled conditions. So it makes it very difficult to plan if you are looking at doing outdoorsy things over the coming weekend. And you can see the Atlantic is basically a great big car park for all these low pressure systems. So it's going to be a case of showers from time to time, sunny spells from time to time. Dodge the showers if you can, though, because they could well be quite heavy as we head through the next couple of days. But as you've been saying, much needed rain, of course, falling onto dry ground. But over the next few days, we should start to see a little bit of an improvement. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the next few days in more detail.
Midday Mayan temples, followed by sunny afternoons on the sand. TUI sponsors ITV Cymru Wales weather.
Well, it is dry here in Brecon at at the moment, although again there are some grey clouds circling above us, and that is very much going to be the order of things as we head into the overnight stretch. Dry for a time, low cloud, misty murky conditions, and then those showers which could well be quite sharp, quite thundery from time to time as well, but it is going to be hit and miss. Not a washout, but as we've been saying all along, I think the rain very much needed. Temperatures tonight holding in the mid-teens, so actually still feeling quite mild and quite muggy. So as we wake then to tomorrow morning, it's very much going to be a case of more of the same, a slightly soggy end to the week across much of Wales with some dry spells and the odd sunny spell thrown in for good measure. I think through tomorrow the cloud likely to persist, so I think if you catch any blue sky it's going to be rather lucky. But temperatures like today holding in the 20s, 21, 22, all very average for the time of year, neither here nor there really. Now if you have plans for Friday night as we head through the evening stretch, as you can see there will be a few showers for a time, but these will largely fizzle out and we'll see plenty of dry conditions. However, as I'm sure you will have spotted rather ominously, there's a big dollop of blue and green, and that is another band of very heavy rain that's going to work its way into the south of Wales during the early hours of Saturday morning. Some tricky conditions on the roads, and again we could have some issues with flash flooding because of that dry ground, but that will clear its way northwards during the course of Saturday, so hopefully into Saturday afternoon. Some parts of Wales, not all, most likely in the south, will see something a little bit drier and brighter, and again the temperatures in the low 20s. Sunday, a very similar setup. In fact, your outlook, as I've been saying all the way through into the weekend, is unsettled.
TUI sponsors ITV Cymru Wales weather.
So there you go, John. Of course, it wouldn't be a bank holiday weekend if the weather didn't give us something to talk about. I was going to say complain about, but let's just say talk about. Hit and miss, sunshine, and plenty of those showers too. Have a lovely one.
Ruth, in a beautiful spot. Thank you very much indeed. Kate Lewis is back with the late update after news at 10. But from me and all the team, until tomorrow, thanks for watching.